Not even Professor Trelawney could have seen these Harry Potter twists coming. We're looking at the most shocking turn of events that take place in both the Harry Potter books and films. Number 7. Tom Riddle is Lord Voldemort.
Many months now, my new target has been you.
2002. Perhaps more than any of the other books, Chamber of Secrets functions like a classic mystery novel. Something in Hogwarts is attacking students, and Harry and his friends have to figure out who is behind it. Simultaneously, Harry comes across a magical diary through which he is able to communicate with a former student, Tom Riddle. By the climax of the story, we find out that it was none other than Ginny Weasley who opened the Chamber of Secrets, but only because she was being controlled by the Dark Lord. The moment where Riddle rearranges the letters in his name to form the phrase, "I am Lord Voldemort," absolutely blew our minds.
You're the heir of Slytherin. You're Voldemort.
Number 6. Harry becoming Master of the Elder Wand. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. There is a lot of fan debate about the conclusion of the Harry Potter series, with some being more fond of the plot of the Deathly Hallows than others. One of the central conflicts in the books and films is whether the trio should focus on destroying Voldemort's Horcruxes, or learning more about the mythical Deathly Hallows. While they untimely decided on Horcruxes, the Deathly Hallows inevitably come into play, and in the end, Harry unwittingly comes to be in possession of all three. We were so overwhelmed by the climax of the story that we barely had energy to follow the logic of Harry winning power over the Elder Wand, but it was a shocking reveal nonetheless.
The other night, when I disarmed Draco at Malfoy Manor.
So that means
It's mine.
Number 5. Harry is a Horcrux.
There's a reason I can hear them. The Horcruxes. I think I've known for a while.
Something that the sharpest fans may have foreseen, but that didn't get confirmed until the final installment of the series, was the idea that Harry was actually one of Voldemort's Horcruxes.
He transferred some of his powers to you the night he gave you that scar.
We learn throughout the series of Voldemort's plan to become immortal by splitting his soul using dark magic. What even the Dark Lord himself doesn't know, though, is that when he tried to kill Harry and the curse backfired, a piece of his soul traveled to the closest living thing, Harry himself.
That ain't no ordinary cut on your forehead, Harry. A mark like that only comes from being touched by a curse, and an evil curse at that.
This explains the deep connection between the two wizards, and becomes a big part of the way that Voldemort is finally defeated. Number 4. Snape killing Dumbledore.
Do it. Go on, Draco. No!
No.
This plot point is one of the most jaw-dropping moments in the books and the movies, and has become iconic as basically the biggest spoiler that you can give someone. Things didn't look good for Dumbledore throughout the 6th book after his hand was seriously injured. It felt like a premonition of something worse to come. Sure enough, in the end, during an attack on Hogwarts Castle, Snape delivers the deadly curse that takes down the only wizard that Voldemort was ever afraid of. Though many eagle-eyed fans knew what was going on behind the scenes before the next book was released, this moment still left many of us stunned and in disbelief. Number 3. Alistair Mad Eye Moody is Barty Crouch Jr.
Hello, Father.
You are no son of mine.
Throughout Goblet of Fire, we knew that someone was out to get Harry after his name was submitted for the Triwizard Tournament. But considering the nature of the tasks involved, readers and viewers focused on the more imminent danger that Harry was facing, often forgetting about or overlooking this sinister plot.
You're allowed a wand.
When the plan finally came to fruition, however, it made for one of the most frightening moments of the series. Harry and Cedric are transported to a graveyard where Voldemort is essentially resurrected.
Cedric, we have to get back to the cup. Now!
What are you talking about?
When Harry makes it safely back to Hogwarts, he finds out that Professor Moody was actually Barty Crouch Jr., who had been holding the real Mad-Eye captive, consuming Polyjuice Potion to impersonate the Auror. Seriously, who could have seen that coming?
He's back. Lord Voldemort has returned.
Number 2. Snape's true allegiance.
So when the time comes, the boy must die?
Yes.
After Snape kills Dumbledore, a surface reading would clearly indicate that he had shown his true loyalty to the Dark Lord finally. But Harry Potter sleuths spent time between the release of books 6 and 7 discussing all the reasons why Snape could actually be good. In the end, they were right, of course. But only after his death do we find out what Snape's motivations really were.
You've been raising him like a pig for slaughter.
Don't tell me now that you've grown to care for the boy.
While you may have guessed that he was actually not a bad guy, it may have been tough to foresee the fact that he and Lily were friends, and that he had fallen in love with her. While this doesn't exactly redeem him for all the times he straight up bullied Harry, at least we finally understand the full complexity of his character.
Lily? After all this time?
Always.
Number 1. Sirius Black is actually good.
Well, Sirius, looking rather ragged, aren't we?
One part of the story from which Voldemort is conspicuously absent is The Prisoner of Azkaban. We're instead given a new villain to fear, Sirius Black. Harry spends most of the book living in fear of this escaped madman who he finds out is not only his godfather, but also the one who betrayed his parents,
He was their friend.
leading to their murder. Like Harry, we learn to hate Sirius, only to be bowled over when it's revealed that Sirius has actually been good all along, and was actually framed by another one of James's school friends, Peter Pettigrew. Oh, and speaking of Pettigrew, he had been living secretly as Ron's rat Scabbers all this time. Yeah, that one only gets creepier the more you think about it.
My old friend!
That's all for our list today. Which one were you the most shocked about? Make sure to let us know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this coming all the time. Thank you for watching X-List, and we will see you in the next video.